So you want to become a truck driver in 2020. Here's going to be 5 tips for you to help you out before you even decide what company you want to go to or anything like that. Here's going to be 5 tips to help you decide if you want to become a truck driver. Tip number 1, you need to stop drinking, smoking, or whatever you're doing that you're not supposed to be doing. There's no point to even applying if you're going to go into these companies and you're going to piss dirty, or some of them hair follicle test. Um, just avoid the headache. I don't know the time frames on it. You're gonna have to look up the time frames. Not saying that it's your life. You can do whatever you want to do, but unfortunately, as a truck driver, you have to follow federal laws, not state laws. Federal laws concerning certain drugs, and even CDL holders. That's even prescription drugs and everything else that you got to look out for that you cannot take as a CDL holder. Find out on your prescriptions if you're on anything prescription, especially anything for ADD or PTSD or anything like that. Make sure to go to your doctor and tell them that you're looking at becoming a truck driver, and make sure that you can take those drugs. There are a lot that are what they call blacklisted, and then you cannot take as a truck driver. So take care of that problem before you get out here. On the illegal drugs, know the time frame it takes for that stuff to get out of your system, and stay clean. Big reason on that is even after you go through your company and your orientation, do your drug test, if you get involved in an accident, it's not going to be a urine or hair follicle test. It's going to be a blood test. So make sure you clean, stay clean. And then even on alcohol, if you're coming in as a student, a lot of companies have a zero tolerance for alcohol use as a student. So even if you're out on the road with your trainer and your trainer, oh yeah, I can have a beer, have a drink with me, I won't tell. You don't want to run that risk of someone else seeing it, or you have a falling out with your trainer, that they don't try and use that against you. Tip number 2, make sure you can handle driving. And what I mean by that is, as a truck driver, you're going to be sitting in the seat driving for a long period of time. The max time we can drive in a shift is 11 hours, with at minimum a half-hour break in there. So, if you got your car, what I would say is hit the road for 4 hours in one direction. Stop, take a half-hour break, and head back. So it'd be at least an 8-hour drive. Um, doesn't matter what direction, major city or whatever, just hit the road for 4 hours straight. If you can't even handle an hour of behind the wheel of your car, you do not belong. I say you don't belong. You're not going to make it as a truck driver. We sit and stare out this damn windshield for way too long. So that's a simple little thing you can do to yourself to make sure that you can handle some of what we got to deal with. So just hop in your car, go 4 hours, take a half-hour break, and head back. Tip number 3, make sure your family, loved ones, girlfriend, boyfriend, whoever, know what you're doing. You cannot escape from your problems back home by jumping in a truck or jumping on a Greyhound to go to a company. It's just going to make the matters worse. So make sure you have everything squared away with your significant other, even if it's just your mom and dad. Know to look after your mail, if you're looking at your apartment, your car, all that stuff, make sure you have it in order. If you type of person that has to have that continuous contact with your girlfriend or wife to make sure they're not doing anything that they're not supposed to be doing, trucking's probably not going to work out for you. You gotta have a strong home front in order to be able to succeed out here. You can't have that headache of worrying about what's going on back home when you're worried about trying to get your CDL. So take care of your business, make sure they understand what you are doing. Tip number 4, start studying for your permit test. So either download it onto your phone, computer, tablet, whatever you're using, or go to the DMV and get the hard copy of the book, or both. You need to know that stuff because a lot of companies are switching over to requiring you to have your permit before you can even come in for orientation. So start studying it, and if you can, get the practice apps, practice tests, and go through. Once you finish up a section, go take the test. If you can't pass those tests and pass those practice tests, it's kind of going to be a sign. I mean, some people suck at tests. It's the hard truth of things. But if you can't pass those, then you're not going to be able to pass your permit test. So you kind of got to decide right then and there if this is what you want to do. It might take a lot more work for you to get to those questions and understand what you need to do. Understand what you need to know to pass the test. So it might take longer than what initially planned. Because before, companies were bringing people in and getting their permits at the company, and then they only have a week, or not even that, like 4 or 5 days of testing. And if you don't pass your permit test, then by then you're going home. So make sure you start studying before you even thinking about applying to whatever company you're going to. Tip number 5. I would go ahead and go get your DOT physical done. That way, if you're going to get flagged for sleep apnea, high blood pressure, any of these other automatic disqualifications or stuff you need, like glasses, if you can't pass the sight test, that way you can get all that stuff taken care of before you get out here. This loops back into the drug one, where talk with your doctor again and make sure that whatever prescription you are on, you can take as a truck driver. And then make sure your blood pressure is good. If you get flagged for a sleep study, if you have insurance, I highly recommend you get that done before you get out here as a truck driver. Vision, it's easy enough. If you have to get glasses, you get glasses. So make sure you just go to your doctor, talk it over with them, and make sure you are medically cleared to be a truck driver. So that's my 5 tips for you to help you out before you even apply to your company, before you even go to the orientation, to help ease the process and help you decide if this is what you really want to be as a truck driver. And that's also going to help you take care of whatever problems you got to take care of and everything else, medically, physically, and everything else. Get that stuff taken care of before you get out here on the road. So, hope you appreciate this video. Make sure you're subscribed, turn on all notifications, that way you get notified when I go live. Give me that good old thumbs up. All my contact information is below, so if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me. Alright everyone, appreciate the support, and we will talk to you next time.